Fans, welcome back to another edition of NWBL tonight. Tonight we have Larry Johnson on the phone. We're going to clear up what everything happened with their Tonight Show of Luke Grinney's eating Burger King very unprofessionally in an interview, wearing street clothes. And look, this is just the beginning, the intro into the video. Let's take a look.
Fans, today I'm going to be addressing the NWBL's players' reactions to the addition of our league. I think there were a lot of things said in this video.
Now, as you can tell, he's eating a French fry, drinking from a cup, in those clothes. That is very disrespectful to us. This is their logo that they use for the National Kickball Association. Now, as you can tell, they think that they're a very professional league. Now, a lot of players are now realizing the names of the team. With the Seattle Bulls, they think that it copies the Seattle Bucks. What's your take on that? We'll get Larry Johnson on the phone immediately. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. Fans, we have Larry Johnson on the phone. Larry, how are you, man?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm terrific. Thank you for asking. Now, Larry, you saw Luke Grinney's interview, didn't you?
Yes, I did see his interview.
Did you get the chance to speak with him after it?
I did not speak with him recently. I talked to him 2 days ago, but I'm hoping to speak with him during the weekend before the draft.
You know, we saw the interview. We were very disappointed. We thought it was very disrespectful for him to not dress professionally, eat Burger King during the video. Everything about that wasn't very respectful. He kept saying a bunch of stuff. You could hear his friend in the background making comments and reactions to it. Now, we were very disappointed, and what is your take on that? Because we don't know what kind of league you're running if you're going to have people like that in it.
Yeah, I think the interview could have definitely been more professional. You know, he wasn't really wearing the right attire for the interview. I think it definitely could have been more professional on his part. You know, I guess he was shooting me a text before, and he said the league provided him with the food, so he just took it and he said he was taking it to the interview. So that explains the Burger King part. But yeah, it definitely could have been wearing more fancy clothes.
Yes, now, the teams and the players were very infuriated with the decision of the Hollywood team, but also a lot of fans now are infuriated with when we announced the team names with the Seattle Bulls. They think that sounds too much like the Seattle Bucks, who's one of our original 3 teams in our league, one of our original teams. What's your take on that?
You know, I definitely think you could say the names sound similar. I don't really have too much to say about that. That's what Lee came up with, and a lot of the commissioner, the owner, and the president decided that would fit it well. So that's what they chose. I don't have much to say about that.
Yeah, now Luke kept saying that he was very confused on the name, not on the name, but on the term used in the video a lot was 1 year wonder, if even a year. I know you're probably confused on it too. I know a lot of fans are confused on it as well. What we mean by 1 year wonder, if even a year, is, it's like a one-hit wonder for an artist. They make one great song and it's wonderful, and then they fall and they don't have a good song for a while. And that's what we're saying. You guys might be the thing for the year, but then you guys might fall down. And we compared you to the XFL, and we were the NFL, you guys were the XFL, and you guys were confused by that. And New York Knights captain Timothy Fair decided to say that the MLB is the NFL and we're the XFL. But the relationship with us in the MLB is actually a terrific relationship. We work together. They give us a lot of ideas. We give them a lot of ideas. That's why we go through the same time zone. We purposely end early so people will watch their playoff race. I don't think that was a fair comparison. We're not comparing us to you. I think a lot of players were just furious that you're making this league. I know the NHL is a little bit infuriated, the NFL. Definitely the XFL, because you're going into their season. Then the NBA, they're iffy about this, and the MLB, they're okay, but we're definitely not too thrilled about it because A lot of our players think that the Hollywood team, the Seattle team, all those are basically like kind of copying our ideas that we made when we relocated a couple of years ago. Now, what do you think that our players should feel about this league coming in?
Well, I was there at the time when they were branding for the Hollywood Eagles. They had these hats in stock. They had a big yellow H on it, and it was a blue cap, and they decided that Hollywood would fit for that hat, and they decided that's what they would go with for where they're located.
Now, why wouldn't you choose like a town like Houston or something like that? Because that's another great option. That was a question that came up a lot. And then something that we take away from this is, why did they only have the hats with an H on it? Why couldn't they get another hat?
So, the team captain, Kyle Waterman, he's the captain of the Eagles. He had a big say where he wanted them to play because he was the captain of the team, so he wanted some say in it. And we were looking through some places. Houston was actually one of the debatable. It was very debatable. He was choosing between the two, and he decided to go with Hollywood. And I have a little bit of say in it, but I said, you know what, that fits fine. That's what the organization wants to do. Then I think that's what they can do. And he picked out a couple hats. He saw that one was with an H, and he said that would fit great. So I told him that'll work.
All right, now another thing that Luke Gurney said in his interview was, Shane Riley kept saying they're trying to take over our city. And Luke Gurney goes, I don't even know if Hollywood's a city. Now, they said our city, that's just what they like to call it. It's not necessarily a city, more so a town in Hollywood. You take away a lot from this. What do you take away from them saying such a thing in an interview to such a great town, such a great wiffle ball town, maybe even such a great kickball town if it can be? I don't know. I'm just furiated with it. I don't know where my head's at, but what do you take away?
Definitely pointed that out in a mocking way. You know, the fact that it isn't a city, but now if he knew you guys called it your city, I'm sure he would have put it in a much more respected manner. But yeah, he definitely, he called them out saying it wasn't even a city, but if he had more of a clue about that, then I think he would have put it in a much more respected way.
All right, now thank you, Larry. That's all. That about wraps it up for me. I'll see you Saturday. I'm excited for the draft. I'll make a little speech at the draft before I announce the players. I'll make a little speech about your league, about my league, about the discrepancies. We'll figure all that out. Thank you so much for joining us. It was a pleasure having you. Guys, this was Larry Johnson on the phone with me. He's the owner of the National Kickball Association. Larry, have a splendid night. Thank you for joining us. Now, fans, thank you guys for joining us on another edition of NWBL tonight. You guys have a splendid evening as well as Larry will. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of your nights.